The time is now. The time is now. The time is now. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. The time is now. The time is now.
Welcome to Mayhemic Thursday. Good to see everybody in the house. We got an amazing show for tonight, y'all. And I hope everybody is doing well today. Good to see everybody. My Renaissance grandma, good to see you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. My man, Jay Creature. Can we name Cole to King Cole? Jay, if that's what you want to call Cole, call him that. He'll answer, I'm sure. If not, he'll let you know. Good to see you, my brother. Welcome in, everybody. My Renaissance grandma, the Celtic grandma. Welcome in, my man, Magic. Good to see you, my brother. Folks, we got an amazing show tonight. One of my guests is already backstage. I see him. There we go. Oops, good to see you, my man. Holly Ines, good to see you as well. Pieces of April, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. My man, Ghost Lincoln, one of my amazing moderators. Good to see you. Scott Hummer, welcome, my brother. Hope you had a great day. Folks, get your coffee. Come on in, scooch over, be polite. Tell somebody to move over. Get a little closer to the fire. If you're cold, warm yourself up. My brother, Tomcat's World. Good to see you, my brother. Hope you are doing well. Hope everything is wonderful in your part of these great United States. Little Low Prepper. Good to see you. Hope you had a great day as well. There we go. As always, coffee first, then speak. Good to see you, sister. I hope you had a great day today. Hope the son's doing well. Knowing him, he probably ate you out of house and home, and that's okay because that's what kids do. Hope you're having a great day today, sis. Katrinka, good to see you. JD, welcome in. Good to see you. Everybody speaking to everybody. Much tested. Good to see you as well. Robert Bates, my man, is in the building. Good to see you. Insa Bonner, good to see you. Welcome in. I probably jacked up your name. Forgive me. I hope you're having a great day as well. Jay Creature said, division include a USN warship in the intro. Yes, very good, Jay Creature. You are very observant, my friend, and absolutely. Loretta, family, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great day today, and I hope it's getting gooder. And yes, I said gooder. Sonia Siegler, good to see you as well. Welcome in. Y'all come on in, sit down, get comfortable, scoot over, be polite, say hello to folks, and so forth and so on. The prepping artist is in the building. We can now start the show. Colleen Pickett, good to see you as well. Glad you're here. Welcome in. Welcome in. Man, you guys are just coming in by the boatloads. Much Tested is here. Teresa, good to see you. As she speaks and waves to folks all over the place. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. You guys are amazing. Sherry, welcome in. Good evening to you too. Good evening. Are we still friends? Okay, we you know, you got to talk to the prepping artist about that. Shannon Jackson, good evening to you and welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Man, I hope all y'all had a good day. It's what is the temperature here? In the great state of Ohio, I know it's wet and it's 45 degrees. And yeah, there we go. Hope everybody is surviving this crazy weather that we're having because it just makes no sense. And that's okay. Another one of my amazing moderators, Fed Up American. Welcome in, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Prepper Book Club is in the building, so thank you for that. We can now get started. Pibble, mama, welcome. Hope you had a great day. Hope you did something fun. Hope you didn't work too hard. And there you go. Now, we got an amazing guest for tonight. As you know, Afrikan Dreamin is with us. And the roaming prepper. The roaming prepper just texted me not too long ago before we went live and said he is stuck in traffic in between two cities. Not sure if he's going to be able to join us, but if you're listening, Pete, drive safely. Keep your eyes on the wheel. 9 and 3 or 10 and 2 or 12 noon, left arm hanging out the window with the window down, enjoying the breeze wherever you may be in the great state of Texas. I'm wondering if our guest is ready. And if you could just turn your camera on and say he's good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to bring up our guest for the evening, my man, my brother. I'm so glad for him and his amazing wife to be back in these great states of America. Everybody, welcome in Afrikan Dreamin. Good to see you, bro. How are you? You're on mute, so you may want to unmute yourself.
There we go. There we go.
Welcome.
How you doing, bro? Man, I'm telling you, it looked clear. I hope I'm not as
You're good.
Fuzzy. Okay, good. Man, thanks for having me, brother. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate you for sure. You and your wife, the Pieces of April, who's amazing, and only Jay has the whole part of April. We get pieces, just a pinch. She shares a pinch with us, but he gets the whole pie, the whole thing, and there we go. Coffee. Did, yes, absolutely. We get a piece. We only get a little bit because that's your wife. That's your thing. So there you go.
Right.
For those of you that may not subscribe to the Roaming Preppers channel, please do. I'm hoping he gets time to join us. And if not, that's okay too. Thank you, Ghost Lincoln, for the 5x5. I appreciate it. So, first of all, Afrikan Dreamin, introduce yourself to all these amazing people that may or may not know you.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you, Vision, for having me, brother. I appreciate this.
Yes.
And all of our conversations, as well as Roman Prepper. You be safe out there, brother, fellow Texan. I think quite a ways away from me, but nonetheless, be safe on these roads. And I'm Afrikan Dreamin. Been following Trent for a couple of years now. Vision Preparedness for a couple of years. I'm a part of multifaceted. A little bit of 2A, a little bit of prepping, a little bit of gardening, a little bit of variety, a little bit of everything. But I do take all of those things seriously to an extent. One doesn't dominate the other. I think being full in all areas is better than being, rock solid at one and completely weak and vulnerable in other aspects of it. So we're gonna have a conversation tonight, man, that I've been looking forward to. And that's it. I'm Afrikan Dreamin. We're Afrikan Dreamin, actually. My wife got her own, it was yours, it's y'all's, and was theirs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all pieces of April is my wife, as VP mentioned earlier, and that's pretty much it. That's me.
Absolutely. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys used to live on the amazing continent of Africa, correct?
Yeah, we about a month and a half back. So it feels like last week. It's been great being home. My wife made a few trips home. I actually did almost like a straight 3 in Africa, in East Africa, without ever returning back to the States. My wife made a made a journey or two home over the course of that time. And okay. My wife made a journey or two over the course of that time, and here I am. It's been great being back home. We getting to spend time with family. We getting to catch up. We getting to stock up on preps that I think everybody should have. I kind of have somewhat of a family of readiness-minded people, being as though we live in rural East Texas, and you can't just jump up and run around the corner and hit your local convenience store or whatever. So, or grocery store or whatever. So you got to keep stuff with you. And that's
Exactly. So before we dive into this, Jay Creature, who, by the way, folks, if you don't know Jay Creature, he is the self-proclaimed Vision Preparedness fan club president of these Northeastern United States of America. He can give you his acronym if he wants, but Jay Creature's my guy. He wants to know, do Texans keep chickens?
Let's see, do birds fly? Do bears poop in the woods? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a solid yes, sir. That's a solid yes. I should have a decent little flock coming in here in the next couple of weeks myself.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. That's the name of the game. And question number 2, because my man, my amazing moderator, my brother, my friend, Mad Shad, is going to ask sometime in the chat, what is your favorite pie?
That's not, for me, it's pecan.
There you go. Now you know, Mad
Shad. Yeah, Shad.
Right. Pecan pie. Welcome in everybody else that came in, that has been in, that is coming in. We appreciate you. So the United States versus the United States, because that looks like that's the route that is going. I hope not. I pray not. But, from the looks of things, especially in the great state of Texas.
Yeah.
Tell me from what you understand, what in the blue blazes is going down there in the great state of Texas?
What's the name of your show, sir? What's the name of the show?
Vision Preparedness.
Yeah, but what tonight?
The name of the show is the U.S. versus the USA. Mayhemic Thursday.
That's what I was waiting for. Mayhem.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, man. I mean, I hope over the course of this conversation, we can all entertain and maybe unpack what that may look like, the parts of it. Just I don't know, whatever you got time for, bro. We gonna touch around.
I got time. We can talk. We can be on here as long as we want. If we want to go 2 hours, we go 2 hours.
All right, man. I'm the guest, so I'm just gonna try to answer questions and.
My house is your house. My house is your house.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
So no, I think I saw a question. Your chat is flying, but I think I saw a question somebody asked, was I close to the border? I am not. I'm much closer to the border of Louisiana than I am to the southern border of Mexico. But with that being said, I'll tell you what I have noticed. I have noticed an uptick in rail operations as far as, movements of certain equipment, shall we say. A lot of videos from people here in local areas. And when I say local, I mean Texas in general. There's been a lot more promotions for different government agencies, be it border control or what have you, with this or that, a lot more advertisements for support for the National Guard. And I just think that something's got to give. And even when somebody wins, sometimes everybody still loses. I think this is an extremely volatile situation. Some people don't agree with me. Some people don't think that, oh, this is just, another whatever. I strongly disagree. And that's just my personal opinion and feeling on it. And that's why we having this conversation, because I personally think that families, people, communities, friends, what have you, for one, should be paying attention to this. And for two, preparing themselves accordingly.
Absolutely. And Jay Creature, go ahead and pop that smoke. Just make sure it's blue smoke. And I'll see you on the flip side. But yeah, so we all know that Grandpa Ice Cream and the circus are literally trying to dismantle our great country. Plain and simple. And Governor Abbott said enough is enough. And he basically said, I'm calling in the National Guard or the reserves, and we are taking over the park and our property in the great state of Texas and secure it, because Grandpa Ice Cream is not. So Grandpa Ice Cream said, well, you can't do that, and did some stuff with the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, no, take down the razor wire. And the governor said, whatever, we're putting up more. So that's the Reader's Digest version, folks. And as we all know, to conquer a people, the first thing you do is divide them. Because the more divided we are, the weaker we become. Crazy right. Backyard Chicken Man, good to see you. He said, I still want to know, our border crisis is nothing compared to what's going on in Europe. They tried to warn us. Absolutely.
For years.
If you don't believe me, look at what's going on with Ireland and the farmers and what they did. Plain and simple. Folks, Europe tried to warn us and said it is coming. They are attacking the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the First Amendment, every amendment they can to make us, we the people, weaker. Well, so go ahead.
I was just gonna touch on something. I think that most people in this live, most people in this chat may be, I'm assuming this is strictly an assumption, may be more freedom-minded, maybe more 2A supportive, and so on and so forth, which automatically for some people that draws a conclusion of overall conservatism, which I don't think that's always what it equals. So for anybody who does see this live, either in real time passing by, or that comes across it later, you touched on the governor down here. I really want people to understand everybody is not in opposition to Governor Abbott. He has a lot of support from a lot of different sections of and groups of people. And it's when I see what's going on right now, and I understand that some people may be more liberal minded, some people may be more conservative minded, some may be just more freedom minded in general, right? I think that it should beg the question, well, why is Texas one of the states with the fastest growing population in the country that actually just beat out Florida? So it makes me wonder, because these are questions that people ask me sometimes, and I'm like, I don't have an answer for that, because I don't know what your ideology is or what you think or what you feel about it. But it can't be all bad when it's constantly being the new place to come. So Just folks, keep that in mind. Food for thought.
Right. Tomcat's World made an awesome comment. We're all never going to see eye to eye on everything that's real. Absolutely. But we all can agree on the basics of life and our lives and freedom, at least. Absolutely. I'm with you. I don't have to agree with everything that you think or say. But if you treat me the way I want to be treated and I treat you the way you want to be treated, we're gonna get along just fine.
Right.
And you know, they're trying to pit the government against the state of Texas. And imagine this, and this is all hypothetical. What if Grandpa Ice Cream decides to send military troops down there? You've got the state of Texas that is supported by 27 other states in this amazing country that have sent reservists and whatever else they have sent in their support.
Right.
I'm telling y'all right now, the last thing we the people want in this country is another civil war, plain and simple. War is hell. We don't want that.
I agree. Even as though, and I understand people. I'm versatile enough to be able to understand people's sentiments from an array of perspective. Right. When I hear people say on one side, you know, we got to have a revolution. It's got to happen because X, Y, and Z. And then I hear people like myself or others understand that while simultaneously trying to get you to understand war ain't pretty. Conflict is not pretty. And unforeseen calamity can be bestowed upon you that you didn't even plan for, can't anticipate, can't even imagine. It's very different engaging in conflict somewhere else where, you know, you're doing rotations, 9 months, 12 months, whatever, and you got home to think about to keep you motivated to get back to. But when it's in your front yard, at your doorstep, and everything that you knew is forever changed, that's a whole different set of circumstances. And I think I just hope everybody really processing what that could mean. And I'll say this: the initial first time, the mid 1800s, I think 1861, if I'm not mistaken, it was never supposed to be that long. It was never supposed to be that long. And I said all that to say that conflict is unpredictable and we can all plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. So while you have two different elements of government basically being confronted with one another via orders and commands given, state and then federal level, at the end of the day, it's complicated because some of these soldiers, troops, whomever, may have actually served together in different theaters. They may know each other. They may be friends. So that's a complication. But the most unpredictable element to all of this is the citizenry. It's the general population.
Yep, exactly.
No person or entity can specifically just mic down how the citizens of the United States are going to react to this as it continues to escalate and grow. So
that's right. It is. And welcome in a couple folks. TX Lala in the building. Good to see you. Urban Garden Chronicles. Good to see you. Good to see you, Urban. Who else did I see come in? Tina Ladybug. Good to see you. Welcome in. Jeff Jansen. Welcome in. Welcome in. And everybody else that I may have missed, don't blame it on me. You can blame it on my guest if you want to, but don't blame it on me.
I'll take blame.
But you're absolutely right. And can you imagine what could happen if Grandpa Ice Cream decides to do something stupider by sending in the military to secure the border? So now you've got the U.S. military versus the reserves, the border patrol, the governor, and everybody else. That, folks, will be the black swan event that could send this great country down a dark rabbit hole that we don't want to go down, for sure.
That's insane. Yep, that's insane, man.
Yes, it is. But the key is watch what's going on, pay attention, and go on about your life, folks. Because we've now have over 6 million illegal immigrants in our country. And I'm going to say half, if not more, they have no clue where they're at.
That's
plain and simple. Yeah. Vet Prep, welcome in. J3GS Farm, welcome in, my brother. Hope y'all are doing well today. Vet Prep said, yep, poop show for sure. You got that right. Yeah. Frank Short, welcome in. Good to see you, my brother. Hope you're having a great day today. Frank, folks, come on in, slide on in, scoot over, sit down, make yourself comfortable, and buckle your seatbelt because, Dorothy, we're no longer in Kansas.
Facts.
So with the chaos going on in Texas, the roaming prepper was actually did a live earlier today. They were trying to catch the convoy.
Mm-hmm.
They were on the road trying to catch up with it. And I wanted to get his take on it because he's a little closer to what's going on.
Right.
But as well, you know, what happens if this thing between Iran and the United States apparently is supposed to kick off some type of retaliation today, if they have not already. And Iran says activate the sleeper cells that we have in these United States of America. What are y'all going to do? What are we going to do?
I would hope people got some bottled water and sardine. Like, honestly, a place to start. I would hope that I'm gonna try to respond to that, and then I want to add something to it because I feel like it's germane to the overall conversation now. So to respond to what you just said, what are we gonna do? At this point, I don't know what else people need to see. I hope you found your friends. I hope you've developed your trusted group. I hope that you did a great live the other day about comms and comms going down, not having them. How do you keep in touch? What's your plan for this? What's your plan for that? I think that can't be reinstated or resaid or restated rather enough. I think that with everything you just said, what are we gonna do? We coming from a place of people who think about these issues, try and prepare for these issues to the best of our abilities. But then you also have the other 90% of the population who just could care less. Unconcerned, unbothered, which is almost equally as detrimental to everything that we trying to do as what might be considered a threat,
right?
To me, in my estimation, because people who, right in the middle of I'll say, let's go Hollywood with it, in the middle of a firefight or in the middle of a traumatic situation, be it natural disaster or what have you. Can you imagine millions and millions of people waking up to a reality that other people have talked about for years, and then all of a sudden they like, hey, catch me up. Catch me up real quick.
Yes.
What's in your tool belt for that?
Exactly. As my man Mad Shad said, the Aloha snack bar is open. And John Panza just said a great comment. Therein lies the problem. People are just going to sit at home and watch it happen until it comes to a neighborhood near you.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, y'all know, Whiteside Tactical Solutions, welcome in, welcome in. Shannon Hewen, welcome in. Storm Weather, welcome in everybody else that just came in. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. But the thing is, like you said, I think that half of the country, if not more, they don't care. They're going to just sit back and watch until it affects them. I mean, literally in their neighborhood, on their street, in their city, in their state. Plain and simple. And go ahead.
I just want to say, Vision, if I could offer anecdotal evidence for that, people literally, the last couple of storms we've had with the snow, with the issue with the winter weather, I've literally seen people say, and this ain't the first time, that they've went to the stores or they've done this and done that, and the shelves are empty. It's those darn hoarders. It's those darn hoarders. No, 2 weeks ago they said we finna have a blizzard, and people took the initiative to go ahead, and we talking about people who not in the prepping, community prepping lifestyle or nothing, paid enough attention to say, this could strand me in the house for a few days. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get the necessities for myself and my family so we can ride out for 3, 4, 5 days or however long. And then you have the Johnny come latelys or whoever, and they like, well, why they come take everything? It's the hoarders. They took all of this.
Right.
Yeah. So.
You know what? And here's my take on the hoarders. Too bad. It's the open market. If I go to the store and I need 4 cases of paper towels and a case of toilet paper, guess what? I'm walking out of there with 4 cases of paper towels and a case of toilet paper. I don't care if there's only 4 cases left. I'm taking them all.
Right.
Period.
Right. And that's
call
another
me a hoarder if you want.
That's another thing, Vision. I think that I'm gonna say it out loud, and I know some of y'all gonna get mad at me because I do love thy neighbor and all of that. But I don't know if y'all ever been in situations and circumstances. There is a time to be less than giving. There is a time to be, some people call it selfish, some people call it everything. But baby, I'm not the type to really answer the door during thunderstorms, if you know what I mean. Now, if you catch me before the rain comes and you ask me, say, you smell that? You can smell the ozone. It's getting ready to rain, ain't it? I need a couple cans of sardines and I ain't got nothing about no bottled water. I might even give you a little bit. But if you come in the middle of a storm when I know that you have access to the same information I have access to and you chose not to, man, my survival instincts is stronger than that. I got family here to protect, along with the other men in my family, in my area. I just can't do that.
Exactly. Same here. Now, if now I will. Here's a story that really happened back during the Charlie 19 drama. This was right when Walmart stopped selling pew-pews.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into Walmart. I said, I need some 12 gauge. They had 8 cases of 12 gauge left. Guess what was in my cart?
8 cases.
8 cases of 12 gauge.
Yep.
An older gentleman walked up and was looking for 12 gauge. And I said, how you doing? We spoke, making small talk, older guy. And he said, I came in here to get some 12 gauge. They got any more? I said, nope, the shelf's empty. And he's looking at my cart. He sees 8 cases. And because he was an older gentleman and he started talking, he started telling me, man, they getting crazy out here and I need to get ready. He said, I came in to get some 12 gauge. And I looked at him. I said, I tell you what, I'll give you 3 cases of 12 gauge.
Look at you.
He was like, really? I said, yes, sir. I said, my parents taught me to respect my elders and to help out my people. So I gave him 3 cases of 12 gauge. I said, there's 3. You got 3. I got the other 5. He was like, man, I appreciate you. God bless you. And he went away with a smile. I went away with a smile, because what if I'd have saw that man on the news and something went down,
right,
and he was unalived or hurt? I would have felt horrible.
Right.
So, depending on the circumstances, I'm gonna help you out if you need it. But folks, stack to the rafters. That's all I can say.
And let me articulate myself and make this clear.
Yep.
I'm glad you brought up that example, because that's a scenario where I too would be willing to give and help. I'm more speaking of people that may be relatives, people up or down the road, people on your job who may have mocked or thought it was funny because you go hunting or fishing every other weekend, or you like the you camoed out, half the days of the work week or whatever, and you just kind of a bumpkin to them in their eyes. Those are the ones I'm speaking of. Those are the ones that I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, which I'll be a whole lot more reluctant to offer whatever aid I have. But as you said, it depends on the circumstances, man.
Exactly. And Jeff Jansen said again, food will be the only currency. Have lots of it for trading. Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. Hudson Valley on We All Gonna Die Wednesday last night was talking about bartering. Here's my thing. If I did not know you before SHTF and you come to barter something, you get nothing. I'm not bartering unless I know. Unless I know you, I'm not bartering.
No new friends. No new friend. Y'all, I know this seemed kind of Hollywoodish, and it's like, and maybe we can touch on that in a minute. I don't know what else Hollywood need to tell folks before they kind of start maybe reading between the lines a little bit. Mm-hmm. But no new friends, man. In a situation, if we talking about a worst case scenario situation, right? If I don't know you, not only am I not going to barter with you unless it's to my advantage, you might not want to come inside of 200 meters.
Exactly.
Let alone trade with you.
Right. And that's just the way it is. The circle has been closed. And if you're not in that circle, you don't get in and you don't get anything. And that's why, folks, we have been talking about gather your people, know who you can count on and who can count on you. That's key. That is key.
It probably had to be a year ago that you and I had a similar conversation, and we talked about the importance of trying to build relationships and discover folk who you gonna move with and rock with and do this with and that with during complete chaos is asinine unless you have no other choice. Because all of us can find ourselves in the search. We could be on the way home. You did a live about that recently.
Yeah.
You could be on the way home with all the preparation you need at a set location or 2 or 3, but that's not where you are. That's not where your family are. So over a short-term amount of time, could you potentially link up for survival purposes with fellow travelers in order to reach your destination? Of course. I ain't talking about that. I'm saying you didn't care before SHTF, and now you do, and you need me to be that person who gonna hold it down. I can't do that.
Right. Exactly. And I'm with you. And folks, that's one reason why I started doing the Bugout weekend. I saw what Hudson Valley was doing with it, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I talked to him he got to the point where he got sick of me. He said, just do it, dude. And y'all know the story. If he told me if 3 people show up, it was successful. Do it again. By the way, folks, Bugout weekend is May 16th through the 19th in Dayton, Ohio. We're going to be at the same location we were at last year. We're getting ready to open up registration this month in February, so you can plan ahead. We're going to have 4 days of amazement, like-minded people, classes, getting to get together. The gear that you have sitting in the box, in the closet, in the back room that you ain't opened up and tested, bring it with you. Test it in a safe environment before you need it and try to have to figure out what the heck and how it works. That's what it's all about, folks.
Absolutely.
Plus, you're going to meet tons of people, and don't miss it. That's May 16th through the 19th. More details are coming. But you're absolutely right. Ghost Lincoln, my man, my brother. Thank you so much for the donation for the Bugout weekend. Y'all know I will never ask y'all for money, but all donations are appreciated because they go back into the channel to bring y'all amazing content and events. And I hear the jingle of a collar. So we may have an intruder in the camp, but Ghost Lincoln, thank you so much for your donation. I truly appreciate you, my brother. And nice. There we go. And we do have a guest in the house. Here he is, the one and only Mr. Cole, the big horse in the building. And the COO just bought me some more coffee. Thank you. I love you for that. As he chews, and there goes mom. Go with mom. And I'll see you later, son. And but folks, gather your people or have 1 or 2 that you can count on to do what you need to do in the event that things go sideways, the balloon goes up, call it what you want. That's right, Loretta. Yep, VP's Chica, she bought me some coffee, and she said hello and waved and disappeared, and Cole followed her. He's been hanging out with her all day today, which is good for a change. By the way, all of you amazing moderators or content creators in the chat, you should have seen Professor Mad Shad give you the example. If you type the word vision, it will drop a link to your channel. Could one of my moderators drop a link to Afrikan Dreamin's channel again, please? Check out these amazing content creators, folks. Go over, watch a video, leave a like, leave a comment. You can tell them I sent you holding a full, scalding hot cup of coffee and made you subscribe to their channel. Please do so, because nobody grows alone. We all grow together.
Thank you, bro.
And I would appreciate that. You're more than welcome.
I appreciate that.
So with that, folks, here's my take on all of this. I truly believe that what's going on in Texas is going on, but my concern is more of what I don't see. And that would be the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of the illegal aliens that are coming into our country and disappearing, that are coming from all over the world. They're not coming just from Mexico. They're coming from all over the world for a reason. Y'all seen too many videos of people coming from other countries and having help getting here. And then once they're here, they're given money, bus tickets, plane tickets, room and board, and they are literally putting our veterans on the street, making them homeless to take care of these illegal immigrants. And that right there, in my mind, is absolute 1,000% treason. There should never be a homeless vet in the greatest country on the planet, period.
I agree.
For everybody in the chat that has served, I thank you for what you did and your service. Plain and simple.
Absolutely. To all the vets, I salute you as well. Thank you for your service. You know, I just I don't see why it's contentious as it always is, even though, and I didn't say that to be, I completely get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand why it's as contentious as it is when people do bring up what you just brought up, which is there's where are these people? Where are they specifically coming from, and where are
Yeah.
they going? Even though I grew up in Texas, so border
Mm-hmm.
issues and never anything to this extent, never to this extent. But this is something that I've been around, confronted with, uh, election seasons, non-election season. Excuse me. When I say, I mean major election. I'm talking about every 2, 4, and
Right.
6, right? But
Right.
never anything to this extent. So I think I'm a little bit more accustomed to that controversy, but I don't see the problem with people raising question on,
Mm-hmm.
well, where are all these people going? Where are all of these people going? I think that's fair. I think that's a fair question, and to go even further with it, I'm gonna add this. I think in a more homogenous country, which I've lived in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I put it like this: if I'm walking around China, if I'm walking around China, right, I'm gonna stand out a little bit. If I'm in
Right.
Ireland or somewhere, I'm gonna stand out a little bit.
Yep.
But because of the structure and dynamic of America, it's hard to make those same assumptions or presumptions. So literally, once you're in, to an extent, you kind of in. And I just don't see the problem with addressing or identifying. And I'll add this to it too. You brought up the fact that we share a con. We live in Africa too,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna be home for a while building up our projects and our farm here. But
Right.
other countries are really stricter than people think. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what people think. I'm starting to gather they think that, don't get me wrong, the American passport has a lot of power. It's a very
Yeah.
powerful passport. But at the same time, when you in somebody else's country and somebody else's land, you have to adhere to their rules, period.
Yes.
That's just it. So when those same rules apply to us, I don't quite get why it's like how it is, but I kind of do, but it all seems
Yep.
exaggerated.
Exactly. By the way, Loretta, you ain't alone. You got family. You in Virginia. You ain't far from Ohio, and there are some people in the chat that are in Virginia that you may be able to touch base with. But you ain't alone. Don't even go down that rabbit hole. You got family. If you need to make your way to Ohio, you will be taken care of. I'll say that. Um, but with that, you absolutely right. Why in the hell the most powerful country in the world are just saying, here, come here. We'll give you whatever you need. We don't care where you're from, what you do, or what you plan to do while in this country. That right there, folks, is absolute insanity at its best. And they're doing it on purpose. And if you don't believe me, wait till the election time. Because I'm going to tell y'all, and I've been saying this for 2 years now, we are going to experience an event which I believe is going to be grid down. The electrical grid is going to do something that is not going to be good. Um, get prepared. And I sound like a broken record, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep talking about it because the more I talk about it, the more somebody in the chat or watches this video on replay or whatever may say, you know what? I was just thinking about getting, as African Dreamin says, extra bottle of water and some sardines or a solar generator. And I'm telling y'all, all of our affiliates, we don't sign up with them unless they give us something to give to y'all. And that's why Opus, which is an amazing company, even though their stuff's made in China, we got 5% discount. You cannot find a less expensive solar generator on the market for the performance that theirs put out. That's my 5-minute spiel. At least look at it, folks. But everybody should be prepping and prepared for what's coming, because it's coming. I don't know when, don't know what, but it is coming this year, because I truly believe, like Jeff just said, the deep state is destroying America. Need Trump now. I don't even know if he'll be able to do anything. But guess what? He's done more than Grandpa Ice Cream did. So
well, I'll say this. I disagree with you on one point. I disagree with you on one point, because you said about 3 or 4 times coming. Now, I choose to think it's already here. It just ain't got to the thick of it, right? If you remember when Dorothy got knocked out cold, the wind was already blowing and stuff was flying around, but the tornado wasn't physically there yet. But the winds from it was already there. We feeling and seeing and tasting and touching and smelling the winds, the actual storm ain't quite dropped. But I'm encouraging people to do everything they can in their best interest for themselves, for their family, and so on and so forth.
Right. Exactly. And I'm with you. It's a slow burn. It's here. It just hadn't caught fire yet. The smoke is smoking. And as I was always told, wherever there's smoke, there's fire. But folks, keep an eye on the US and Iran. Because I'm if the US strikes back, which they have every right to, don't get me wrong, something's going to happen here in this country on our land, okay? And because we are the greatest country on the planet, it's going to take we, the people, to get this ship turned in the right direction, period. We don't want to see a civil war in our own country. We do not.
Right.
Because that will give our adversary the advantage to do things such as declare martial law, bring in the blue helmet people. And I'm telling you now, if they bring in the blue helmet people, guess what, y'all? Game on. For real.
Well, that and the fact that I think one of the worst parts of the case of the scenario would be this. This ain't the 1860s no more. Although she may be imperfect in many ways, just try and process what a civil conflict to that degree would look like. Literally, it's not the thick, stern lines of what it once was, which was primarily race. Of course, still politics. You have interracial relationships. You have interracial co-workers. You have men and women of multi-ethnicities who serve together. So just the groups, the subsects that this could break down into is mind-boggling when you really think about it. And I think that should something like that occur, I won't belabor the point because, of course it's hypothetical, but I'll say this, man. Find your people. And that don't mean everybody gonna look like me and Vision. That don't mean that everybody gonna be of the same ethnicity, because this is more of an ideological thing than anything, in my opinion. So y'all buy water sardines, family. bottled water and sardines.
Exactly.
Or a couple MREs. You want to toss in some MREs.
Yeah. TX Lala said what they meant for harm is bringing all Americans together. We are tired. We are tired.
Yep.
And I still believe that by nature, people are good.
Thanks, Shad.
And if you push a raccoon in a corner, what's that raccoon going to do?
Get on them back legs.
He going to get on them back legs and come out fighting.
Yep.
And if it takes 10 guys walking down y'all street, our streets, to mean harm to everybody on the street, time to go toe to toe.
Right.
And
right.
and as one of my favorite prophets said in the movie, oh, so you want to go toe to toe, pimp to pimp, huh? Okay. Let's do this one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know, folks, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, don't be fooled based on the color of somebody's skin that they're your enemy. Because that is the second greatest trick the devil has ever put into the minds of people on this planet.
Right. That and no, bro, I can't speak on that enough. People assume my ideology. They assume how I feel. They assume this and that because you see my locks. You see my, you know what I'm saying, my African necklace, this and that. You don't know my history. You don't know what I've done, who I've served. Like I'm an interesting person. I've lived a long, plenty. Matter of fact, some of the stuff I did back when Vision was my age, about 10 years ago. I won't get into that anyway. I'm older. I'm the oldest one on this panel, on this screen. But,
don't y'all believe that?
But you know, that's the one thing that really pisses me off. That really being duped by race. Are there certain truths that we could all point out and finger point towards one another, or stereotypical things that bear some truth? Of course we could. Yeah. But when three people involved and one of them is the only one to get over because they've made a permanent between two people, that's the dumbest ish in the world, and it's frustrating to me because
it is.
We can do better. We can do better. We can be better. And even though I don't want to see worst case scenario, one thing I'm damn sure certain of: hard times bring good people together.
Yes, it does. Absolutely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I personally, and because I'm here running my mouth and y'all see me, that don't make me no better than the homeless guy standing out on the corner. No better whatsoever.
Yeah.
And y'all know that. But the thing is, we, the people, I mean, the concept, clearly, the preamble, all of that stuff starts out saying, we, the people. That's us, y'all. Grandpa Ice Cream in the circus worked for us. We have been hoodwinked. We have been bamboozled. We have been tricked to think that we work for them and they run the show. They don't. And if you're going to vote this year, and I'll say this because I don't care about politics. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican. Both sides are good. Both sides are corrupt, and they all report to the corrupt upper level. If you're going to vote this year, start local. Make sure you vote and voice your opinion on the local level where you live. Period. Plain and simple. Start there. Shannon said, we are living in a clown world. Yeah, we are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But what Texas is doing, I don't blame. I'm glad. It's about time. And
Feel like
over,
that
yeah, and over
point is
half the
overwhelmed.
country, yeah, over half the country has sent reinforcements.
Yep.
So, that's what we got to do. A resilient dad, welcome in, welcome in.
And that alone.
Go ahead, Jay. Uh-oh.
What's going on? How you doing, bro? I
You,
just
you froze. Go ahead.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. Whoop, you just disappeared. He'll be back. Survival Buzz, appreciate you for stopping in. Have a great evening. Have a blessed evening and stay safe. Okay. A resilient dad, welcome in. Welcome in. And who else we got that just sauntered in and looking all nice? Chance, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Faith takes you far. Takes you far. Welcome in. Appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in. And he's back. There you go, bruh. Welcome
Okay,
back.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm working with this backwoods internet, bro. I'm
I
doing
got
the
it.
best I can.
I got it. Go right ahead.
I just wanted to say, we can people don't think that this is, and maybe I can be reminded by you or someone else. I can't see the chat the same way you can see it, probably,
Right.
but the fact that there are other states participating and believing in what's happening here has to say something, and that's the part I wish people could really agree to and talk about, because irrespective to how an individual may feel about this subject matter or what's going on in Texas, it's undeniable that it means something to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It means that. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening to you. Go right ahead.
It means something to somebody, and I really, it's unfortunate to see other folk cut off from even expressing how they feel and why they feel the way they feel, just being deemed as sometimes. I mean, and this is across the board. It go for black folk, white folks, sometimes people that are considered brown from whatever ethnicity. There is a certain way that the world perceive, not the world, I'm gonna say that America perceives, if you look a certain way, you have to think and feel a certain way. And if you dare think outside the box, then you're either racist, you either anti-intellectual, you can't string a sentence together to save your life, you lack the ability for in-depth thought and introspect. I can't
Yeah.
I can't wrap my mind around that, man. It's frustrating, it's exhausting, and it's so counterproductive to conversations that could be had.
Yes. And by the way, real quick, Pieces of April, thank you so much for the donation. She said, blessings to VP and the COO. We appreciate you so much, April. I'm so, April, yeah. I don't care about this other young man. It's all about you. And I'm so glad you're back in the States. And I know you smile in your sleep now. But thank you so much for the donation. We truly appreciate it. And you didn't have to, but you did. And much love and appreciation for that family. So you can continue, young man.
Oh, thank you, sir. I think I'm gonna leave my camera off. It's helping to keep,
Yep,
my
that's
bandwidth
fine.
is, yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, I would just love to see that level of growth, without the deprivation of anyone's ideology or hopes or whatever for the future, or how they envision their lives in this great country. But man, just getting duped generation after generation after generation it's exhausting.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you 1,000%, And the thing is, Once we get past the outside person that you see, and you begin, like my dad used to tell me, don't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Get to know somebody, listen to them, let them talk. Then base your decision whether you ride with them or not based on how they are and what they say. But within that whole thing, it's okay. You may not agree with everything, but if you agree with the kindness of their heart and what they're trying to do in life, man, we can all get along. Period.
But I think we at a point now, man, where stuff has reached a breaking point where something got to give one way or the
Yes.
other. And I hope it's enough. I hope it's enough good left in the citizenry that something productive comes out of whatever is yet to come. But I mean, we all men and women in here. We grown people. We all adults, man. We know that bad things happen from time to time, from generation to generation. And people got to accept the fact and wrap their mind around things can and may very well get ugly. If it's happened before, it can happen again.
Right.
And that's why having yourself and your family as prepared as possible is so important, because none of us knows what's going to transpire, or to the extent that it's going to transpire.
Correct.
And I think it's better to have and not need than to need and not have.
Yes. And of course, we can't prepare for everything. But just being prepared puts you 90% ahead of the rest of the people in the country.
Right. And vision.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And if anybody is in doubt of that, I just want to put this, because I was one of those people. I was one of those people who, here he go again, to the point where I quit having certain conversations with certain people.
Yeah.
How much, if I was a real big I told you so type guy, and I started my I told you so's back in like 2008, 2009, up to 2023, I wouldn't even, I'd change my name to I told you so. But it's amazing how quick that part of history gets forgotten. It just gets swept under the rug. It gets consumed. It's swallowed in the timeline of our thought processes, just like putting something on a community post and in 30 minutes you can't even find it. You got to scroll down for 4 miles to find it. That's the exact same thing that happens with the consciousness of our country to a degree, because all these things happen that people will shun you for, mock you for, laugh at you for. And then when it comes to fruition, it's like, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not that, I'm like you. I'm not that person that, well, I told you so.
Right.
I'm more like, okay, so what are you going to do now to help you and your family? And you're right, Jeff. If you can save one soul, that's a win. Exactly. And that's why I started my channel. If I could help one person prepare for any type of mayhemicness, natural disaster, man-made disaster, weather, storm, solar, earthquake, nuclear, whatever, I've done my job. Plain and simple. Matt Radoff, welcome in. Radoff, good to see you. Yeah, he's right. He said, oh, it's going to get ugly, all right. Good versus evil. You're absolutely right. That's what it's going to come down to. Yes. Sweet Thumb, welcome in, my brother. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in this evening. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family's doing well. We're just talking about the U.S. versus the U.S. with our special guest, Afrikan Dreamin. The roaming prepper is stuck in traffic, and, that's okay. I just want him to be safe and get home to the family, and there you go. But I truly believe, Jay, that half of the country thinks nothing's going to happen. And I actually hope that's the case.
Right.
But as we all know, especially everybody in the chat and us, I'd rather be prepared and nothing happen than for all hell to break loose and not be prepared.
Right. And if I could just touch on that a little bit more very briefly.
Go ahead.
Again, if a situation arises and 20 people think, never. Oh, they do this every couple of years. Oh, this is this and oh, that's that. And you got 2 people who do think that anything can happen, that anything is possible. Well, when that does hit, guess where all those other 18 eyes turn to, or 20 eyes rather? To the 2 that knew it all along. All of a sudden, it's amazing how many times in my life and I've witnessed this in other circumstances. Wow, all of a sudden you're relevant.
Right.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'm with you. And we have had signs and signs. The hurricanes, Katrina, the Texas power outage, the snow, the blizzard, the rain, the ice, everything. We've had signs from years and years and years, yet most of people in this country, they don't take heed to it
At all.
I don't get it. Not at all.
And Roman Prepper, if he's listening, man, you dropped a great post the other day about can you remember where that was, VP, where the dam broke and it led to all the flooding? I know it was upstate. I think it was in the Midwest somewhere. But
where was that? I don't know. If somebody in the chat knows, Roaming Prepper, he did talk about that.
Yeah, and just like just ready for anything as much as you can be. Just be ready for anything, because natural disasters, and a lot of people have changed over the years. Some people like, I'm gonna hold the fort down regardless. Other people like, I'm always ready to bug out. Well, that's under the assumption of what I consider typically a more human threat. But what about when nature get the whooping up on you and you got to move around? So being versatile and flexible in your approach to this, to me, is looking at it from all points rather than you worried about what you gonna, what I'm saying, be able to send down range and eliminate whatever threat coming your way.
Right.
So.
Right. Other than throwing something down range, can you survive a 30-day power outage? Can you survive being told to stay in your house for 60 days?
Right.
Can you survive whatever?
Yep. Yeah.
Prep up, folks. Yeah. Lil Lone Prepper said they're trying to create so much chaos and fear that people will be looking for someone who they think will save them. Enter the one world order. You're right. Who was it? Hillary Clinton said you never waste a good disaster, or something to that effect.
Right. I know. I've heard that saying before. Yeah. You never let a good disaster go to waste, or something like that.
Right. Exactly. KY Goat Man, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, folks, I tell y'all know the government is not going to save us. The worst words ever spoken in the English language was, "Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help."
Right. Well, man, living in a rural area is something that kind of teaches you that, I guess, to an extent, because could we handle anything that could happen here? Absolutely not. It's equipment. It's saws around here. I've been cutting down trees, clearing land lately. Anything can happen. Right. But when it comes to certain levels of first aid and trauma, we could call right now And if I see anybody inside of an hour, just because of the location,
Right.
30 minutes to an hour would be good. So if you're not ready to fend for self, you damn near done lost, man.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You know, I can't say it enough. We talk about find your people, find your community. I don't care if it's one person. That's one person more you had, folks.
Right.
It's crucial. We are creatures of habit. We have to. We survive and thrive by what we call community. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We're creatures, though. That's the way we were created, is to interact with other people, and we have to. Pibble Mama said, "Can we all learn from La Jolla?" That's another thing. What they did to them folks over there in Hawaii, and see, you ain't heard nothing about it. Nothing.
Not a peep.
Not a peep. And I think, and I'm trying to think who, well, I think it was Magic who said the Texas thing could be a distraction. And it could be. Because what the right hand is doing, nobody's watching the left hand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I said the illegal immigrants that have come into our country, keep an eye out, folks, in your neighborhoods, in your cities, in your state, in your streets. And take a look at the people that you may think do not belong there because of whatever. Not just because of the color of their skin, but the way they move and the way they're looking and watching. Keep your head on a swivel, plain and simple.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't disagree, man. Just who is Magic put it? I see it now.
Yeah,
Awareness. Just what I'm saying, environmental awareness. If it don't feel right, don't look right, it might not be right. And
right.
let's have a full conversation. Let's talk about all of it, because me look, even though my camera off right now, me looking like how I look in the wrong, and hell, right here in East Texas, in a small enough town or the wrong place, I would be out of place. And that is the one thing where I hope people can grow past, or not grow past this, but be able to be multifaceted with enough competency to say, okay, well, this can happen to me, but it's kind of apples and oranges. When I'm in a community that may not be accepting of me or see me as an outsider, well, I've lived in that in Africa. I lived that in Asian countries. It's been like that in Canada. Fine.
Right.
But what we're talking about is from a scale of sovereignty, and I think that's okay to be discussed. I think that that's equally fair and equally appropriate, because, again, it's a given in a more homogenous society. But when it comes to a diverse society like this, well, I mean, either you American citizen or you foreign. I guess I don't take offense to it because of how many places I've lived and traveled and stuff. But either you're a citizen of that country or you're not a citizen of that country.
Right.
Everybody ain't always treated me the best everywhere I've been. I take it with a grain of salt and keep it pushing. Make sure I abide by the rules and regulations of that country, and that's it.
Yep, I agree with you. And Shore Skeptic said East Palestine got screwed too. They absolutely did, and that's right here in the great state of Ohio, 2 hours east of me. And guess what, y'all? Grandpa Ice Cream is finally going to East Palestine this coming Saturday, a year after it happened.
Wow.
I hope he falls in a puddle of contaminated water.
I'm gonna turn my mic off.
Yeah, East Palestine got screwed big time. Yes, and Sister Marie's Kitchen said, when I was in Florida years ago, 2 back-to-back hurricanes and 90% of the people were unprepared. Many didn't have enough meds or water. I did what I could, but I couldn't help everyone. That's absolutely right, Sister Marie's Kitchen. Right. People are desensitized to so much chaos and Mayhemicness that's going on in the world that they become desensitized and say, oh, well, we survive one, we'll survive the next. Folks, don't fall in that boat.
Right.
Prepare, plan, practice, pray, rinse and repeat. Do it over and over and over, y'all.
Yeah.
But
and
go ahead.
Just a year later, man. A year later, and like someone earlier brought up Hawaii, and then you think about East Palestine. You think about some of the other major horrific events that have transpired. It's absolutely amazing to me how quick, once they leave the headlines, they really leave the headlines. And then on top of that, man, they be gone from the a lot of social media as well. And I know people are still talking about it, but it's not as present and prevalent as it typically was during the time. Obviously, it's going to decrease, as time goes on, but to just not be mentioned or spoken of again, that's kind of Rumpelstiltskinish.
Yeah.
Shit's weird.
Right. And Little Lone Prepper said, we touched on this. All the illegals coming up are not just from Mexico. They are young men from all over the world, almost like they're building troops here. But we know our leaders would never allow that, right? Yeah. Don't you believe that, Dorothy? You're absolutely right, Little Lone Prepper. How many people have seen videos of Chinese military-aged men coming to this country? Why are they coming to our country? Because they can get in and wreak Mayhemicness for whatever they want. Everybody coming in is not here just because we are the land of opportunity. They are here to wreak havoc and do harm to you, and me. That's why I said there's going to come a point in time when we, the people, have to do what we, the people, need to do. Go ahead.
And I have to say this. I think it's I think that's fair, especially for the sake of this conversation. And again, man, these are conversations that I don't always delve into because they so multifaceted. But I have to say that I think that that's more than fair, because having lived in so many other countries, if over a extended amount of time, be it a few years, or especially if a fraction of it, a large fraction of it, is in a matter of months, any other country on this planet that'll raise eyebrows. The same questions will be asked. The same, in fact, Vision, you well know, we lived in Tanzania. We traveled to African countries, but we lived in Tanzania. And in 2020, when we got there, that was basically the general reaction, because when we first got there in 2020, there were thousands of Americans, thousands of people from the UK, thousands of people from South America, all over Africa, but a large concentration were in East Africa, between Kenya and Uganda and Tanzania. And the government was like, "What the hell all these people doing here all of a sudden?" You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
I said all that to say I think that that's a fair assessment, and should be questioned.
It should be questioned, not only in our, like you said, not only in our country, but every other country on the planet. Personally, I think it is a planned invasion worldwide. to bring about something new. Don't know what, don't know when, don't know how, but I do know this. You come to my doorstep, it's not going to end well.
Yeah, right. And that's all we can really do is get ourselves together, man. As at first as individuals, then as families, and then as communities. And yeah, it's just what it is.
Exactly. And Majik said he's hearing supply chain issues too. Yeah. I mean, it's a slow boil, folks. We got everything going on, and mark my words, late this summer, and excuse my language, and I pray I'm absolutely 1000% wrong, all hell is going to break loose.
Yeah.
One way or another. So, and y'all know I don't do fear porn. I'm not a fear monger. I'm trying to make everybody aware. Open your eyes. Prepare for yourself and your families, because that is what makes up we the people. This is our country. This ain't Grandpa Ice Cream's country and the circus. They don't own you and me, although they may have enslaved us through a systemic system. At the end of the day, we have the right to decide what we the people are going to do to protect we the people. Plain and simple.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
East TT1, Tennessee Tactical, my man. Welcome in. Good to see you, my brother. And it is. And because it's an election year, and what we've seen in the past, Grandpa Ice Cream is going to wheel out that little car, and open the door, and it's going to be a nonstop continuing pouring out of the clowns. Y'all been to the circus. Y'all seen the clowns. 9,000 clowns pile out of this little car that couldn't fit two people in it. And they're going to just unleash Mayhemicness on our country because they're scared of one person. They are scared of one person winning the election. And that's why they're trying to do everything they can to keep this man out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Whether you like him or not, I don't care. But apparently they're scared of it.
That to me, that I agree. That ain't even the point, man. When at the end of the day, the bond and the bond and the coalition that I think some may have missed is actually the fact that people, working age people, want a living wage and to be left the hell alone more than anything else. More than anything else. If I have a water catchment system and I want to catch my water, leave me alone. If I want a garden, large or small, leave me alone. If it's wild hog running around out here in the back, which they do, leave me alone. Like that's it's a lot of camaraderie and unity in that. And again, powers that be and others can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather. And I don't think everybody falling for it. I don't think everybody is regardless of their political affiliation.
Right.
Like who you like. You ride for whoever you want to ride for. But again, I'm in rural East Texas and not far from Louisiana. And when I'm in both, whether I'm on the Louisiana side or on the Texas side, I'm seeing folk get along surprisingly well, which tells me that it's a lot more pieces to this puzzle. And I think a lot more folk have things in common than then they tend to disagree on it. Even if they don't agree on everything, it's a lot of adult-minded men and women out here who are able to work through their differences and just keep it pushing.
Exactly. And what really scares them, they forget. No, they don't forget. They know what they're trying to do. We have the largest private military in the world right here in this country.
Yep.
That's why they're coming after the Second Amendment. That's why they're trying to make y'all get background checks to go buy a box of pew pews.
Absolutely.
That's why they want universal background checks. That's why they're trying to keep y'all from getting or having 30-round seed dispenser cartridges. Okay?
Yep.
Keep doing what you're doing, folks.
Definitely.
Because they know if shtf happens, behind every blade of grass is going to be a what? I'm just saying, allegedly.
Yeah, you know.
Allegedly.
You know.
But, don't let the mainstream mafia scare y'all into doing something out of panic, and I tell all my kids this, especially my son. I said, son, when you make choices based on logic, not feelings.
Facts. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, that is the big thing. And it doesn't matter what they do. They can only do so much before we, the people, start throwing mayhem back at them. And what time is it? It's 9:30. We done gone an hour and a half. We're going to do 15 more minutes because y'all are amazing. My guest is amazing, and I appreciate all of y'all. So if any of y'all have any questions for Afrikan Dreamin, put them in all caps. And if I miss it, one of my amazing moderators that are smarter than me will point it out. Okay. So let's go. Let's go to the defensive side of the fence, Afrikan Dreamin.
All right, let's get it.
What would be the things that we, the people, should be doing in a defensive preparedness mode to fend off whatever mayhemicness is going to come at us?
Well, to start, man, I would say really, really, really build your community.
Yeah.
Both online and out in if you're in a rural area, build it. If you in an urban environment, maybe people in your apartment building, people in the neighborhood who are like-minded, take care of some,
Yep.
Don't feel like wherever you at, we literally in a rebuilding process, and we not rich people at all. We've made investments in other countries as far as farming and a little bit of agriculture. Before we moved, we shared a lot of our preps. We donated to churches. We donated to women's shelters. My wife had a lot of clothes we didn't take or store. I had some stuff. Just stuff like that. So I won't go too far down that road. I'll say this, man. Start at home. And if your family don't want to hear you, then branch out to neighbors or people who think and feel like you. But start somewhere, because there's no place that's too small to start. Every journey begins with a single step. So if you just decide to get a 20-pack of ramen and a couple of cans of Spam and something and throw it in the closet, do that.
Yeah.
If you want to start keeping extra water or if you see a cheap water catchment system, or if you decide to get the big liter jugs, start somewhere, because this is not just the zombies, it's not just the SHTF, or what's that movie Vision with the
Leave the world behind.
that one and the other one. What's the one where they just go ham on each other once a year?
Walking Dead.
No. God dog it. It's on the tip of my tongue. But anyway,
Okay.
it'll come to me in a minute. Well, they just
Okay.
they just go to work on each other once a year. I forget the name of them. The Purge. Thank you, Chance.
Purge.
Thank you,
There
Chance.
you go.
Yeah, the Purge.
Way to go, way to go, Chance and Little Lone Prepper. Everybody, yeah, the Purge.
Thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Before it get to that point, what if you just have a really bad situation or a really bad time? What if it's something that's isolated to your area, but you still in a purge situation, but it ain't all over the globe, it ain't all over the country, it's just in your little neck of the woods. How you and your family gonna get through that? I mean, that's a place to start, man.
Exactly. And folks, you know, you could, every time you go to the store, just buy an extra something and put it back.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't done, you know me, I'm always going to stay on your budget. Don't go running up the credit cards, all of that stuff. You know, stick to the fundamentals: food, water, shelter, security. You know, start with that.
Exactly.
You know, Magic said small steps make grand journeys. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I know Trent has a Vision has an axe as well, but little bitty things, man. Little bitty thing. Now everybody can't have a super high speed log splitter like some of us have, not me. But he also has an axe or two. Now, like I'm serious. True story. Get out there and try swinging the axe for about 6 or 7 swings and see how out of shape you are, and realize you might want to start walking once or twice a day, or or a few times a week or something, to build up your cardio so you can have a little bit more stamina. Because baby, if you out there really swinging the axe, you think you strong. You think you're strong. It'll wind you like a boxing match. So
that's right. I'm old. I'm old for a reason, and I thank God for my log splitter.
I know that's right. I'm older than him, so how y'all think I feel?
But you know, like Magic said, learn a skill, folks. Always cool too. Learn a skill that you don't know that will help you in a situation. If you have to be in the house for 30 days. And I don't need to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Everybody should be growing their own fruits and vegetables, raising livestock if you can, wherever you're at. I don't care if you're in an apartment. Grow some tomatoes, some radishes, some cucumbers, grow something. Everybody should have a garden.
Absolutely. I see a question from Tennessee Tactical. It's up at 8:37.
8:37. Okay. Okay, there you go. How do you gauge the people in your town as far as trustworthy people? To both of y'all.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll say this. I'm out here in rural America. I know both of my neighbors to the east and to the west, and we're okay. I know a neighbor at the end of the street, and that's pretty much it. So how do I gauge the other people? This is how you do it. Your city, your town, your village, wherever, go to the local meetings. Go to your local town hall meetings, your school board meetings. That's how you gauge the neighborhood. Go to parent teacher conference. Go to the PTA. Do whatever it is. Go to the public events in your area. Go to the farmers markets in your area. Uh-oh, I hear the tongue and the tail.
Here he comes.
So there's my thing. How do I gauge the people in my town? I go to our public meetings and all of that good stuff. Yes, please. And thank you.
Yeah, I gauge about pretty much the same way. I gauge people first, of course, by observation, not judging them, but observing them. And then secondly, the second degree would be to via interaction. If I interact with you and you seem like a pretty solid person, especially if it's multiple interactions, if you know you leave in the lake and you pull up, you know what I'm saying, you putting your boat on the trailer and y'all like, man, we got so many doggone crappie, we don't know what we gonna do with them. Well, you just made a friend for one, and for two, every time I see you, it's gonna be a handshake, a conversation, and I'm gonna try to have something for you in return. That's how I gauge people, and it takes time. That's why it's so important. The sooner you start, the more time you get to observe and measure and appreciate conversations with people.
Absolutely, and that's how you do it, folks. Observe them in public, and then you can judge what they're gonna do in private.
Absolutely.
You know, that's what we got to do. You can call it profiling if you want to. I call it living. And I'm not profiling you just based on your the color of your skin. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Thank you. I saw something. JD said, start with the people in your church, folks. Absolutely. Y'all have seen my pastor has been on my channel more than one time, and he's part of my group, and he don't live too far from me, and y'all know how he is. He is definitely 2A all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And hi, son. How are you? You okay?
We all know you like Axis, Mad Shad.
Yes, Mad Shad definitely likes Axis, and he's good at it, without a doubt. But folks, you know, it is, especially now, it is very important to find your people, to group, to get to know your community, you know, and where you're at. And we're gonna have a visitor because he is dying to say hi to everybody. Come here. Come on. You gonna say hi or no? You just gonna sit here and bite on me? That's what I thought. So
at least he's not getting bigger. You could have that to deal with. I mean, what imagine if he was getting bigger every day? So
he is. He's getting bigger every single day. This boy is 10 months old. He's just stop, Cole. No. He's tipping 100 pounds, and he can't wait to see all y'all at the Bugout weekend because he's gonna be there.
Oh yeah.
Like it or not.
Nice.
But you know, he definitely is a mama's boy when need be. And hopefully she comes down here and rescues me very shortly with some delicious puppy treats, because he is going to chew on me until he's done what he's done, as you can see, right?
Yeah,
he hasn't had too much dad time today. Stop. Nobody. But with that, folks, y'all are amazing, and I thank everybody for coming tonight. And I'm trying to get him up here. This boy is huge. Come here. Come on. If you're gonna come up here, come on. You got to stand up first. Ouch. Anyway, he's not. So
he want to play and chew.
He does. He wants to play, and I'm gonna take him out here for his night walk as soon as I'm done, and he's gonna do his thing. But with that, I'm gonna leave you, African Dreamin, with the last words. Look, there's my saving grace. Bye. And she comes down and showed him the 1 pound jar of peanut butter, folks.
Oh, there you go. That'll get
it. He disappeared. He flat out disappeared. But with that, African Dreamin', I'm going to give you the last words. Folks, I want to say, first of all, thank you for everybody coming in tonight and spending an hour and 46 minutes with us. Mrs. Ghetto, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great day. Please tell Mr. Ghetto I said hello. I appreciate both of y'all, and I hope you guys are doing well. And folks, don't worry about the fear mongers. At the beginning of the live, I heard them talking about Canadian preppers said today's the end of the world and today's the last day. Well, he's been pumping fear porn forever. And, it is what it is. He does what he does, and I ain't mad at it. Pamela Wilson, welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you. But, he does what he does. I ain't mad at him. He's got to do what he's got to do to feed his family up there in Canada. I just personally think he needs to talk more about what's going on in Canada instead of talking about what's going on in the United States. So, you are more than welcome. My guest was amazing. And with that, bro, I'm going to let you have the last words before we bid these amazing people adieu. By the way, folks, if you have not subscribed to African Dreamin's channel, please do so. One of my amazing moderators, please drop the link to African Dreamin's channel. And if you could, also drop the link to Pieces of April, because she only gives us a piece of her, because this man has the whole piece.
Thank you.
And bro. I love April to death. And she is an amazing artist. She do paints and all this other good stuff. But with that, I'm going to let you, African Dreamin', have the last words before we say adieu to these people.
All right, man. Well, not first off. Again, brother, thank you for having me, for having this conversation. Thank you to everybody who hung out in the chat. I saw a lot of great questions and comments once I was able to see it. Much love to the COO. And thank you for Ghost Lincoln and for Mad Shad for dropping my link. We really, really appreciate that. Y'all, I'm just so country boy who done lived here a little bit, lived there a little bit. I've been connected with Vision for some years now. I'm 2 years, going on 2 years.
Going on 3, bro.
Going on 3. Look, man, great channel. I'm loving seeing him grow.
Thank you.
And the information that he's bringing to everybody. And I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but I ain't the dullest one neither. Again, I'm just me. I'm just the old country boy, back home down here in East Texas, living my life, preparing for the things that I see coming. And that's pretty much it. And Vision touched on something real important before we get out of here. People coming at you from all sides. You got people who super hype, super fear this, fear that. Don't be fearful. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Just do the best you can. Somebody always gonna be prepared a little bit better than you, and somebody gonna have less than what you got. Find your way, the best way you can find your way. Get you a couple bottles of water and some sardines, and a little 22 LR, and go hit them squirrels when you need to, and life will be great. With that being said, bro, I'm done, man. Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate you. Y'all stay safe, stay prayed up, stay blessed. And
I appreciate you so much. Chance, if you aren't busy, when did you send the email? If you sent it like today, but I'll go back and take a look at it. Therefore, and look at that, Kucha in the kitchen. Thank you so much. I know exactly who you are, and I appreciate you, family, for real. But with that said, folks, here's what I will say to y'all, because I would not be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for y'all, because you guys, you folks motivate me. Everything we do it for y'all. Okay. I could sit here, never be on YouTube, and prep till the cows come home and be perfectly fine. But I've built, from the Bugout weekend, a group of people in the state of Ohio that I met on these YouTube streets. We are family. Y'all can do the same. I don't care where you're at. Find your people, because we're going to need communities at the end of the day. Okay? With that, folks, remember this. Keep on prepping, because your family depends on you, and it depends on your life. This is Vision Preparedness. God bless everybody. Keep prepping, and we will see you in the next video. Good night, everybody. Stay safe, and God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
The time is now.